How's it going, everyone? Nerd Person Shooter here. Um, this ain't gonna be a very funny video, but I'm actually gonna try to keep it as upbeat as possible. I want to talk about depression. I actually wanted to wait until July 6th to make this video. That will be the 10th anniversary from when my best college friend killed himself. But I don't think I can't wait that long because this is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I'm a big advocate for speaking up about stuff like this. And so I think this would be a good time for it anyway. And two, I'm just not doing very well. Um, I don't know if you guys follow my Facebook or not. I've started acting not good or not positive. About a month ago, or maybe a little more than a month ago, I ended up losing all my antidepressants, all the things that all the medications that help me manage my depression and my depression symptoms. So I've been without it for a while now, gone through really bad withdrawals, and I gotta be honest with you, this is technically a Talking While Stoned video, because I've I've been lighting up every day. It is the only thing I have right now in terms of like mood elevators, um, that kind of keeps me going. So yeah, I am a junkie now. I'm a fucking pothead. What else am I supposed to do about it? I lost my health insurance back in November or October or whatever, so I ended up losing almost everything else. For a while at least, I couldn't even go to therapy. I couldn't, I couldn't really talk to anyone, and I lost all my medications, and I still don't have my medications, but I did go back to therapy, and I was able to find a plan where I only needed to pay like $5 per visit as opposed to like fucking $480 to see someone for 45 minutes. I'm not doing very well. I'm not. I'm not saying I'm suicidal or anything. I'm just saying I'm in a very dark spot in my life right now. I'm still working, of course, but I haven't really been making videos lately. I haven't had the motivations for it. I've hardly even had motivations to play video games. Now, this video is going to be in separate chapters. I want to go in depth on like the different aspects of depression and major depressive disorder, um, that affect everyone, that can affect anyone's daily life who suffers from it. I, of course, being one of those people. I didn't grow up in a very good area, and I didn't grow up in a very good household. I had a father who was uh, either he was a narcissist or a sociopath or both. He was not a very good person. He was a terrible father. He was an awful husband to my mother. Okay, he fucked all our lives up basically. A couple of us ended up like more independent, but most of us are still here. And I never really got past it. Okay, that it just I'm stuck here. No matter what I do, I can't get myself out of here. And you know, most people would tell me just get out of there. I'm like, you don't understand. Like I just there's like this kind of like I don't know if it's like a brick wall or something. Like I just for some reason maybe I'm just so complacent with living here, and I'm just like so afraid of doing anything else that I want to leave, but I'm just kind of like stuck here. I can't really explain to you guys why I feel that way or how I feel that way. It's just a part of my brain is like telling me that I can't do something. And This is chapter one of Depression Sucks, and that is motivation. I know, not sadness. That's not chapter one. Chapter one is motivation. And it's one of the worst, like, symptoms, in my opinion. All right, raspberry limeade from Dunkin'. It tastes delicious and awful at the same time. Just like all their other refreshers. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Motivation and focus. Oh, guys. Oh, I'm a fucking mess right now. There's very few things worse than not feeling like doing something that you used to love doing for such a long time. You lose interest in things. And, like, when you lose enough interest in so many things, it's just like, what are you doing? Like, I find myself not doing anything, just like laying in bed some days. I miss having things to look forward to, keeping my focus on things, and just one layer of depression right there. And it is losing motivation in things that used to make you happy. And it's definitely one of the most painful. I might have to go back to this chapter when I can think of more. Chapter two is chapter two is loneliness. I don't know if I've ever met a lonelier guy in my life before. And like, every time I go somewhere, I never look at someone in the eye and see a lonelier person than me. You know, everyone's always talking to someone. And even when I communicate with people and I talk to people, I have conversations with people, you know, like, I'll be back on my own for like a minute, and I'll go back to feeling like really, really lonely. That sucks. Okay, is the feeling of being, like, isolated just as much when you were alone as you are with other people, and like spending time with other people and shit. And I feel like there's nothing I can do about it. And so it didn't really help me. And I've had this forever. Like, I've had this as long as I can remember. I was always a shy kid, but I think deep down I was always a very, very lonely kid too. Like, just pure lonely. I've always felt isolated from, classmates, isolated on playgrounds, and whatever, in the cafeteria, or just like hanging out outside, with other people, other kids and stuff. And I don't think that feeling's ever gonna go. Like, I think I'll always feel lonely, and I mean, it helps when you don't think about it, when you have other things to do. But like, when you think about like every other human communicating out there in the world, and you're just stuck here alone, it's kind of like part one of I wish I was never born. I wish I was never part of this world, or like, I wish I was a different animal or something. I wish I was not this conscious of the things happening around me. And I'm trying, like, I'm really trying to get myself involved, you know, socially more. But other days I feel like, what's the point if I'm still gonna feel, you know, lonely, like, just as much, when I'm with others. That was actually one of the quotes that Robin Williams said. He had a really bad depression too. He said that being being lonely is tough, but feeling like you're still lonely when you're with other people is the absolute worst feeling in the world. Or he said something like that. I don't know, I'm kind of paraphrasing. But yeah, it's the feeling of isolation even when you are invited to something. And I think that ties in more to like the your reflection of who you are as a person, or whether you're ashamed of yourself, or just don't think anything of yourself. But yeah, loneliness is one of the worst things that I can't think of an aspect of depression that is like good. They're all really bad, but a couple are worse than others. But when it comes to loneliness, I don't like it when people when people who don't really show much interest in my life, they ask me how I'm doing when they're never actually around for me. Like, what do you care? Why do you care? Like, you're never there for me. Like, it's not like your family or whatever. Or, you're not even like a good friend who comes to check up on me if you're worried about me or whatever. You know, it's always these people who are just like, what's wrong? Can I do something to help? I'm like, how can I trust you, who have known that I've been suffering for years and I've never done anything about it? I've never tried to do anything about it. All of a sudden, like, you want my approval? Like, what? How does that work? You know? And I hate that. That's awful to me. Like, I think that's like a really mean thing to do. Like, if you're really concerned about someone, man, you don't even ask. You just go. Because like people kill themselves like all the time, like completely, like unwarned, unalerted. They just go, like, and I'm not saying that's going to happen to me. I mean, I'm trying to keep my head held high, but like, if someone has major depressive, there's like really severe depression, who has had documented suicide attempts in the past. I don't think I ever told anyone on YouTube this, but back in May 2018, I had almost hung myself. That's going to lead us to the next chapter. But yeah, it happened in May 2018. I think that was around the same time that I was making my Bloodstained Curse of the Moon review. It was a really short review. It was like 4 minutes long. But I just don't really trust anyone. Like, these are people who have like they wait too long, and then whenever I actually show like a really severe sign, and then they all of a suddenly they're like, "Oh my God, what? I didn't know." It's like, where the fuck have you been? Like, were you ever really actually my friend? Huh? Were you? And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the final chapter, it is it is the ignorance of other people, and how they think they know more than they do, or that they think they know more about the symptoms of depression than people who are actually, like, who actually have it. I'm talking about like the scholars. I'm talking about the cops. Okay, because when I attempted suicide, I you know I quit. I quit doing what I was trying to do, or what I was compelled to do, and then I told a couple friends about it, and one of those friends, instead of coming to me, like, they just called the cops. They knew where I lived. Why not just visit me and be like, "Hey, man, like, is there anything you want to talk about? Like, I'm here for you." They called the fucking cops. You want to know what happened? They forced me to go to the hospital. I almost got put in an ambulance, okay, even though I wasn't hurt or anything. It's like, Just fucking drive me there. Like, why would he purposefully give me a fucking ambulance bill? You fucking greedy fucks. And then, of course, the hospital bill. So I was in debt. I almost got put in handcuffs because I didn't want to go in an ambulance. So what the cops did for me is that they put me in the back seat and they drove me there in their cruiser. Yes, I drove in the back of a cop cruiser. But not crime related, really, just, self-harm related. But they almost had to handcuff me. I don't remember why. Like I was cooperative at that point. Oh man. You're under arrest for harming yourself. You're under arrest for hating yourself. Do you feel bad for yourself, ladies and gentlemen? Do you need help? Freeze! You're under arrest. You're under arrest. You're under arrest for feeling bad about yourself. Okay? Don't do it. Keep suffering. Keep suffering while trying not to while trying keep suffering. Keep suffering while trying not to feel bad about yourself. That is the law. That is the law. You better follow it, kids. I told you guys I try to keep this video upbeat occasionally. Now, people who say suicide is selfish are some of the biggest fucking assholes on the planet. They really are, because it just tells you how little they actually know about the mentality of people who have such severe symptoms that they end up taking their own lives. Like, first off, wouldn't it also be selfish in your same logic, wouldn't it also be selfish to keep someone alive just so that you don't get hurt by it? No matter how much suffering they're going through. I guess your emotions are more important to keep maintained than my suffering is to end. Your feelings are more important than mine. Stop it. You're selfish. My feelings are more important to you than yours. Great. First off, fuck right off. Okay. Second, suicide is merely a fatal symptom of depression. We don't want to kill ourselves. That's not what is happening. It's not like we're willfully like going out, be like, yeah, man, you know what? Fuck this place. Okay? Like, this is bullshit. No, it's not really like that. Okay? It doesn't really work like that. We want to thrive. We want to look in other directions where there is light, where there is hope. We want people to know what we're feeling, and we don't want to hurt anyone. You could say that it is selfish in just the idea of someone ending one's life for a particular reason. But you have to understand, depression is not a mood. It is not a choice. It is a mental illness. Everything that I've just talked about to you so far is the symptom of a mental illness. Okay? These people find no other way out. They have exhausted all their options, trying to reach out to everyone that ever mattered to them, okay? Trying to find another direction in life, but only keep coming across dead ends, okay? And having to go back, and you start to kind of you start to lose your mind, basically. You start to actually go insane, and you feel like the only way forward is down. I gotta tell you something. When I woke up that day, the day that that I was compelled. I'm not even going to say thought of. I'm going to say compelled, as if I was fucking possessed. The day I almost hung myself. I don't really remember what was going through my head. I really don't. Like, I woke up. I don't think I had breakfast even. I just woke up, walked up to the dollar store up the road, because I didn't have my license back then, my driver's license. And I walked right to the hardware section that contained, like, all the ropes and pulleys and bungee cables and stuff like that, stuff I could hang myself with. The only thing that saved my life that day was also my symptom of indecision, of being like, oh, okay, what is the best way to end it? Which one of these is or would be most effective at hanging myself, or keeping my weight, from snapping the tree branch or a rope or whatever. And I started struggling. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And that's when I actually snapped out of whatever the fuck mental, uh, just thing I was in. Like, I snapped out of it. But when I realized how close I came, I broke down and I ended up just like crying in that aisle. Thankfully, there was no one there, but I started crying, and I'm just like, what? Like, I felt like I'm dying. Like, I am dying. This was too close to call, and no one is really helping me. I am dying. So I just I ended up getting a few beers. And my bosses were there, and they had already, looked concerned about me, and I just boozed off that whole afternoon, and then I got really drunk, and then I told one of those bosses that, or I might have told both of them, but only one of them acted upon it and called the police. But yeah, I told them about what had happened. I'm like, Jesus, I had a close call. I mean, I guess I'm not too mad about it now, because that was the catalyst that kind of gave me the therapeutic help that I've been receiving these past 6 years, 7 years. Yeah, seven. No, 8 years. Jesus Christ. Yeah, 2018, 8 years. But yeah, man, going back to suicide, it's not something anyone wants for others or for themselves. It just it's like a final. It's just a final act when there are no more moves that they can make. It is just the final one. And it's you can say maybe it's selfish if you're killing yourself because you don't want to face the consequences of your actions. Okay, like if you accidentally killed someone, you're gonna kill yourself because you're a coward or whatever. That's selfish, or that's cowardly or whatever. But you gotta keep in mind, when it comes to people who have depression who then commit suicide, they're not acting like they're not really acting fully. They really aren't. They're just it's just their brains have kind of like shut down, and there's no more like purposeful, functionality for them to fulfill. It's just like just blank. And that's what happened to me that day, the day I woke up. So it really insults me on a very deep level when people call it selfish, because instinctively it really isn't. When you have severe mental illness. And that was something the police officer said to me the night that they took me away, was that I was being selfish. Like that it like I didn't want to fucking die. Like, I want to live. I want a better life. But it just It is a mental illness. It is not, it's a neurological condition that we cannot control. It's like saying someone they can't have Tourette's or they can't have autism. Like like what do you want them to do about it? There's nothing to do about it. You know, fuck off. You don't know fucking shit. And besides, you're just being paid to show up on my account. Okay? That guy didn't care about me. He didn't even know my fucking name. He didn't know my name. Getting paid to care. You know, getting paid to pretend to care is a fucking shitty thing. Being a therapist must fucking suck. Because you know that the vast majority of them don't feel like they care enough of their patients or their clients to actually want to like delve into them more or even like spend time with them. You know, it, only talking to people who get paid to care, it is not reassuring. I can tell you that right now. It is not fucking reassuring at all. I'm not saying that, that my therapists are like bad people. They're not. I actually have pretty good people, but still, it must suck. It must be exhausting for them to have to put up with everything, both like with different clients and the bureaucracy of it all. And but I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to hang out with more people who are actually interested in me as a person, who actually want to get to know me more. What's the point of telling someone to not end it all when you show no interest in helping them get better? What is the point? We need to do better when it comes to treating people with depression. We need to be far more personable with them. We need to connect. Instead of just doing things by the status quo, we need to personally connect. And we need personal connections. And me fucking up with my friend, that was me fucking up a personal connection with him, not promising him that I would see him again, and literally, like, the morning after he was gone. And I still feel like that's my fault. And that will always linger in my head forever. So we need to just be better to people and just people on the street, people that you see are having a hard time. We need to, we can't just ask them what's wrong. We need to do something about it. Okay, we need to do something for them. We need to do something about it. We can't just say this or that. We can't just say, "Oh, don't leave now." Oh, what are we ever gonna do? What will I ever do without my favorite YouTubers? Oh, guys, yeah. So I haven't been doing very well with depression, but I'm hoping to get better at some point. And I'm also making this video to announce that this will almost most definitely be my last year on YouTube, just because I want to do more things in my life. I'm missing out on too much. So I think I've kind of I've milked this cow for no pennies. I've this channel has run its course, okay, for nothing. So I'm still gonna keep all the videos up. This channel will stay on forever, but I just want to move on, man. I want to break the cycle and start a family of my own, find the love of my life, get married, have kids, and just kind of like break the cycle that my father inflicted on us as kids. And unfortunately, making videos for 14 years straight and almost never having a girlfriend throughout all of it, and not giving myself enough time to interact with other people and stuff and meet new people and go places. Yeah, to me, this hobby has turned more into a sick obsession. and I have to kind of clear it. But I am still going to make the rest of my planned videos this year for you guys at least. Summer Game Fest video is up next. But that won't be until, next month. Yeah, I really don't have anything planned. I'm still trying to hang on, but unfortunately that my motivation has been low. But I could hardly even make this video. If it wasn't for the pot, I wouldn't have been able to make this video. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are also suffering, give me your address so we can hang out. Okay? No, I mean, maybe not in public, but you know what? Never mind. That sounds too creepy. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm logging off now. I wish you guys the best life, the best luck, and just the most happiness in the world. Okay? Just try to stay positive out there. A lot of us are going through it, not just me. So, yeah, guys, until then, thank you for watching.